Hearing about the workshop, Catholic Sticks, Gabrielle material. It's amazing, bro. They got this farm, these workshops. They take all of my shit and give it to the doppelgangers. But somebody monitoring it, somebody keeping up with the workshop, and they think it's a joke. They think it's funny, but I'm getting information about it. It's like, it can't be too much of a joke if I'm getting information like this. This information, sometimes you gotta wonder, is it all spiritual, or is some of this information coming from another agent? I mean, why would it be so detailed? I mean, Russian shops, workshops, barns, farms, Gabrielle material, working on men's sticks, weaving. How do I know this stuff? I mean, why would you get what I'm saying? So it's like, man, thank God somebody monitoring, somebody looking into this. Basically what I'm trying to say, an agent. But you know, it's amazing because humans been going through this issue for centuries, and come to find out, it's just witches and warlocks torturing their own children. I hear about, so you just gotta imagine the triangle. This triangle can be big. This triangle ain't just in my town. This triangle ain't just in my neighborhood. This triangle is huge. It's probably country to country, you never know. But in this triangle, they got barns and farms around the triangle. They purposely keep inheritant babies trapped. And the lie is, we got to do this. We gotta do this in order to stay living. But to me, that's the real matrix system. What'll happen if you unplug it? Me personally, I think the 80s was good. The 80s was good because they didn't put this stuff into effect until 90s. So people enjoy the 80s up to 1998, really. By 2002, all this stuff started going into fruition. All this stuff started going on. But when you look at it, it entrapped us, because if you look at how many people are truly in organizations, it's almost unfair to those who are not in an organization. Because it's like, if you're not in an organization, they're gonna put you in this triangle and they're gonna torture you until you join an organization. Everybody be like, a chip is a mark of the beast, or this is the mark of the beast. No, that can easily be the mark of the beast. Anything can be the mark of the beast. Anything that too many people are involving themselves in can be the mark of the beast. Whatever this is have completely programmed the world. And if you unplug it, then over half the world ain't gonna know what to do. They living off this. That's why the population's so great, because it's like a camera in everybody's house. It's a camera in everybody's toilet bowl. It's a camera in everybody's school. It's a camera in everybody's car. That's job funding right there, them jobs. They probably getting $4,000 a day for something like this. So if you could get a job making $4,000 a day from harassing people and intervening in people's privacy of their home and tearing their home apart, then you're gonna always create babies. You're gonna overpopulate the world because you don't care. This is the first time ever known to man, this is the first generation ever known to man where you get paid and live good for being a complete and utter sinner. But the beautiful thing is that, how do I know this by detail? Why, if let's say it's the Astro, Why would the Astro focus on these particular individuals? I know names, full names and everything. Whether they're in my community or they're in the whole world, out there in the world, or they wealthy or poor, it don't matter. But I don't say names because I ain't no snitch. But why would it be so detailed? Weaving magic. Weaving magic, garlic magic, pepper magic. Why is it attacking intuition kids? Inheriting babies, indigo kids, God's children. Let's just be real. That is the mark of the beast. If you're attacking anything that's of God, how do your body feel? Are you decomposing doing this? You might got the money. You might got the cars. You might got the houses. But how do you feel? That's what we got to ask ourselves. We in this triangle now. You torture a kid. Somebody been watching me since I was a baby. You got cameras and toilet bowls. You ain't just watching grown-ups. You watching kids. This is overwhelmingly disturbing. You ain't just watching grown-ups, you watching kids. Let's just face it, kids can easily be kidnapped through this. And everybody act like they care. They don't care, they part of it. Listen to what I just said. Organization, the mark of the beast. Organization, it's so many people that's a part of organization that they automatically gonna torture those who are not of an organization just so they would start to be with an organization. It's like unfair to the people who don't want to join an organization. That can easily be the mark of the beast. So what I'm really saying is this. I do these lectures, I guess they blend it. They blend it, they turn it, and they spin it. But they must not understand the saying about God's hand. They blend it, they turn it, and they spin it. In other words, I'm spitting it, right? I'm telling the lectures, I'm doing the music, I'm doing the dances, but somehow somebody else is getting the credit for it, right? I already know God take care of it. It's going from the hat going from head to head, tearing people up. I already know that. I ain't talking about that. But I'm talking to the people. It's spinning. So you taking my lecture, you taking my hard work and dedication, and you giving it to somebody else who are probably completely useless. They don't really care. You can't even blame that person. They just a fall guy. To me, a doppelganger is a fall guy. It's all the gang stalkers. It's all the gang stalkers that don't want to really work. Because looking at a camera all day long ain't working. And then you're going to be stuck because you're going to have to, your job is to look at somebody being stuck to make sure they stuck. And by you looking at somebody being stuck and make sure they stuck, you're going to have to stay stuck. You see the game? It's the money. It's like you sold your soul. It don't matter if you got money. You got to sit there in the same position just to make sure somebody else stays stuck. And by you watching somebody else stay stuck, it don't matter if you ride around and gang stalk them, don't matter about none of that. You are literally getting paid to watch somebody stay stuck. If just because you only get paid good money by watching somebody stay stuck, you're going to have to stay stuck. And what if these people are chosen ones? They're not going to die. Ain't nobody thinking about that though, is there? That's why I tell people, try to get out of it. That's how you know the mark of the beast. Try to get out of something. When the devil got you, try to get out of it. It's hell and high water to unseal your heart. You got to go through the same humiliation rituals that you put somebody else through that didn't even know they were going through them. You got to go down the same road that you went up. Amazing. Absolutely amazing. But anyway, this is what I'm saying. They switching my stuff, they blending my stuff, they turning my stuff, and they painting my stuff. But even though you're doing that, somebody's sending me messages telling me who doing it, who doppelganging me, and where they at, where they located at, and you really think you getting away with it? That's a light on for you right there. They telling me everything. Like, how would I know about Catholic sticks? My sister working with Catholics, and they experimenting on Gabriel material. How would I know this? How would I know this, y'all? I mean, yeah, of course, hopefully, God willing, I hope it all coming from the spiritual, but what if it's coming from somebody watching you, just like you watching me? You just never know, right? Because I know I switched my computer 3 times. The first time when I switched my computer, I was dealing with this is about 2018. I was dealing with this lady. Me and her were real good friends at the time. But I didn't know, I think she was an agent. And she did something to my devices. But I switched them as soon as she did that. But whatever she did, I don't know what she did, but it was similar to what's going on now. So it's almost like, let's say the CIA moved one way, where the FBI moved the same way. Which would typically probably wind up watching each other, you know what I'm saying? I don't know. I really don't know. I just know a lot of people watching people, bro. Ain't nobody getting away with nothing. My grandpa taught me this about this inheritance. My grandpa wouldn't let me hang with nobody, wouldn't let me deal with nobody around here like that. And I never could understand why, because some of these people was our family. My grandpa didn't have they didn't start attacking me hard till my grandma died. My grandparents were my parents. When they left, they started attacking me full blast. Then I found out that people done died and they expect you to die. But I'm not dying. You can't kill a chosen. You're gonna get in trouble for killing a chosen. Not only are you gonna get in trouble for killing a chosen, it'd have been better for you not to even been born. I done seen this on a smaller scale, but this scale is big, so it's taking a minute for my energy to come back. But my energy is returning. I look better and better every day. So obviously I feel better. But that's amazing. We've been having these problems our whole life, and come to find out, the people who got us having these problems, I'm talking about, we were having these problems before I started having these problems. These problems have been an epidemic to the world. And just to find out that somebody been putting people, like I said, I don't know, but I know we all connected. And if you put magic on an inheritance, baby, is royalty. If you put magic on royalty, you could possibly be putting magic on yourself or your kids or your kids' kids or somebody in your family. I know about the shops. I know about the shops my parents probably involved in, or my family members are involved in. But what can you do about it when everybody, it's organization stuff? What can you do about nothing? I just want to know how you sleep at night, how you deal with yourself knowing you torturing people for a living. Like I said, I've been getting tortured since I was a child. Now they got technology today to make sure they can monitor kids. Look through, in and up. I don't even want to explain it. It make you wonder what's really going on. It's almost like somebody set up a program, and let's say they hooked it up to a float. God love his children. God love children. God don't play about the kids. And let's say God wants y'all first. And the first thing I would do, I would hook up a system to where people can make sure they monitor kids, Not only can they monitor kids, but it'll be legal to monitor kids. And I would make it so legal to monitor kids, everybody would be involved in this monitoring of monitoring kids from wealthy to poor. And I would call that a float. And I would lure as many people as possible on this float. Because if you ain't got the heart to shut something like that down and you actually funded something like that clown, I would clean y'all up. That way right there. Because y'all all perverse in the mind and y'all all have a similar. Y'all all got a similar problem. That's like in my situation. I growed up, don't nobody speak to me. I speak to my family members, speak to my neighbors. They'll make sure they avoid me. That's how many people are affiliated with each other. That's how many organizations done claimed. How you know to avoid me? They'll blow the horn at everybody around me. I don't even look at them. I'm glad they're going by me. But it's just amazing to see that kind of, it's amazing to see that kind of unity. I thought y'all couldn't unify. I thought black people couldn't unify. I thought my people said it was never gonna be possible for us to unify. You mean to tell me you can unify in torturing people? You can unify in killing people, kidnapping people, doppelganger people? You can unify even in doing things to people that I don't even want to say on this phone that you shouldn't be able to do to people. And it's illegally legal. You can unify in kidnapping people, kids. Y'all got this. When they first put me in this thing, I came back to my block because I was staying somewhere else. Females were crying. Like they knew this system been going on for a long time. Well, that's why it looks so bad in the neighborhood. That's why it ain't a woman for each man in the neighborhood. That's why the energy not balancing out. And that's why it's more poverty in the neighborhood. The only one who do got money is the only one, the gang stalkers, the perverts. That's how perverse the world is. Amazing. Absolutely amazing. I ain't trying to step on nobody's toes, but this is amazing. Shame on you. You know, I used to have a sister that had nightmares. And I'm sure that was about this moment when we were little. Like she came straight out of hell with these nightmares. Like hell itself tried to warn her. I'm telling y'all, hell is real. I seen a whole family in hell when I was coming out of hell. I know exactly who they are. And you know, you got me trapped. Just imagine this. Just imagine the part in the Bible where that person wanted a drink of water and they didn't give him a drink of water. And they killed, that person died that didn't give him a drink of water. Then he went to hell and he wanted a drink of water. Well, it's amazing how do unto others you want done to yourself. You wanted me in this spot where I couldn't move. You wanted me in a position where I couldn't do nothing. You wanted me completely alone. When I seen y'all in hell, y'all was in a tube in hell. You wasn't in a room in hell. You wasn't in a building in hell. You was in a tube in hell. You was alive and well in that tube in hell. You was alive and well. I seen a whole family in hell, just about. You was alive and well in a tube. Listen to what I'm telling you now. You got a thrill off of watching my solitude. You got a thrill out of keeping me by myself. You got a thrill out of making sure I stay alone. But I seen a family. I ain't even gonna tell you who. That's how real I am. I seen a family and the face that they was making was so discouraging. And let me tell you this, some of y'all was still on earth, but y'all soul was screaming for dear life, like warning y'all to stop. I say it don't matter who your ranking was. It don't matter who your ranking was in hell or heaven. The rules apply to us all. I seen a whole family, if not more people. I seen a preacher preaching in heaven. I seen the preacher and his congregation in hell. I didn't mean to say heaven, I meant to say hell. But in this tube with this family, each family member had a tube of their own. Fully aware, fully alive, in a tube. I saw one person chained up to sprockets, and these sprockets move. They move slow, real slow. You can go ask that flame, because I drawed it. And it freaked her out. I drawed it about 4 years ago. I seen one person down there chained up to a sprockets. And these sprockets move in a certain diagonal way, and they move real slow. Real slow, just pulling you apart. Just to do it all over again once it got you apart. You wanted me to stay in this situation. You wanted me to stay stuck in this situation. You knew you couldn't kill me. And you wanted me to stay stuck in this situation. So I seen people in hell staying stuck in a situation. Praying for God's mercy. Wishing they never did this. Their souls itself was screaming. Because your soul start to incarnate in hell as you keep doing stuff over here on the physical. And when you finally, your soul finally done incarnated in hell, you'll know on the physical, because you'll start doing these cycles and you won't even be able to tell that you in cycles. But your soul is in hell screaming to you to the physical, knowing you can't hear it because it's in hell, warning you, telling you to stop. And it's like I can see, and I guess everybody like, well, soul, what a, man, hey. Maybe it's waiting for you to get there. You get what I'm saying? But anyway, I don't know how that really works. But it's foggy. But that's what I seen. And I walked by these tubes as Jesus and God came and got me out of hell. And I walked by these tubes. And I seen families in these tubes that kept this stuff going. One tube apiece. It's mostly like the tubes you see on anime cartoons or like a Batman or Superman hero cartoon, where they keep them in like a tube. They keep certain when they experimenting. It's like that, but this tube, it wasn't no experiment. You had to live in this tube. I don't even think you could sit down. That's how small the tube was. Imagine that. Imagine not being able to sit down, not being able to do nothing, and imagine that being an eternity for you. Imagine that you still feel the same way you do in the physical. If anything, you feel even 10 times more, but you still feel everything in the physical. Imagine that now. You still feel everything in the physical. Everything. Now, don't we want to sit down? Don't we want to eat? Don't we want to move around? Don't we want to get out of tight spots? Well, you can't do none of that. They were just standing there with their hand pressed against the tube. It was like they could see God and Jesus getting me out of there. And they were screaming for their life to let them out of the tube. I ain't want to tell these stories. I've been bypassing telling these stories even since Facebook. But since I've been going through this long, I might as well start letting some of these stories go. They still foggy to me. You don't even got to take it with a grain of salt. But I remember them so vividly because it was so overwhelming to me. Even though I was walking with God and Jesus and getting out of hell, it was still that overwhelming to me. And these was people that was supposed to have been doing what God told them to do. They were actually supposed to have been working for God. They was actually supposed to have been helping me. But instead, they started attacking me. Completely binded for eternity. Everything you making me do, everything I gotta do, you gotta do over there, except you gotta do it in a tube. Ain't no computer though. Ain't nothing. You just in that tube. You just in that tube. Ain't no breaks in hell. It's repetition. So I figured I'd just explain that. I mean, God, please forgive me for exposing saying stuff that I probably wasn't supposed to say. But I just want to give y'all a hint on information that I be getting. And I just want to tell y'all, if I'm getting this kind of information, it don't matter if it's man giving me this information or God giving me this information. Somehow in y'all heads, y'all feel like it's not so bad since God giving me that information. Listen to what I'm telling you. We need the ground we walk on. We need the food we eat. We need the air we breathe. We need the stars, we need the moon, we need the sun. We need everything God ever created. If God is if you are on the creator mind, you are the creator focal point. You really think you got away with anything. It's just getting started. It's just getting started. I'm talking about the whole galaxy, the astro, is focused on y'all energy. Right now, they just separating the good out of y'all energy. They just preparing y'all, prepping y'all. I'm telling y'all, you can feel it. You can feel it. Now, I guess y'all take this message, y'all take these videos, you're probably gonna give them the blind, and you're gonna dissect it. If it's smart enough to do it, lady, but at least you need to listen to it first, real good. Because I'm trying to save souls here, or help them save theirs. I know these messages normally be real good and sweet, but right now ain't the sweet moment. Y'all still attacking folk. Y'all think y'all getting away with it. But I'm telling y'all, whoa. Whoa. You think you getting away with it? People talk to me. You know how people talk to me out here? Man, make sure you pray. Stay there. I look good. It don't matter what you do to my name. It don't matter how you belittle my name. It don't matter what you think about me. It don't matter how you feel about me. I look like I'm stressing? I look great. I feel great. I look 16, feel 16. Don't flatter yourself. That's what I'm trying to tell you. Judge a man by the fruit of his tree. My fruit look good. My fruit's still a virgin. My fruit's still dropping. I'm like a brand new present that ain't been unwrapped yet. What are y'all talking about? I'm 40 years old and I look 16, 18, maybe 21. Get out of here already. Quit flattering yourself. You mean to tell me you can put somebody through this much damage? You mean to tell me you can put somebody through this much turmoil? You mean to tell me you can pressure somebody or press somebody to this degree and they look 18, but they 40? Who really winning here? That's all I want to say. I hope, like I said, God, please forgive me, because I don't want to give information, but I want to give y'all that little bit of information, because I shouldn't know about the Catholic. I shouldn't know about the Gabriel material. I shouldn't know that my sister working with Catholics. I shouldn't know about all that. Gabriel material, whatever. I might be mixing it up, but I shouldn't know that part. So I'm not really calling no names. I'm not really saying that. I'm throwing hints. I'm giving people a glimpse of what I refuse to speak on. Ain't nobody getting away with none of this. We all being analyzed thoroughly, including myself. Ain't none of y'all got away with nothing. and you're not gonna get away with nothing. You haven't got away with nothing, and you just don't know it. If you can monitor your own cycles in your own life, you would be like, I am arrested to my sins, and you already done been caught for doing something. And unfortunately, you ain't get caught by the law. From what I understand about the police system in the physical, it's best for you to go to jail or prison in the physical so you can lighter your time in the spiritual. If not, get off of the time in the spiritual. Everything manifests in the physical from the spiritual. So if it's sales here, there are sales in the spiritual. Quit flattering yourself. Quit thinking we fabricated stuff. Quit thinking we came from animals. Impossible. Like my man Infinite said, y'all better go look at this. Something done been changed and transformed in us since 2019. And we living in the reality. We going back to the reality. We going back to Genesis. We going back to what's real. So y'all think about that. Why y'all out there torturing somebody for a meal? Like I said, they started on me when I was a child. And they didn't even have the technology that we got today. So I got every right in the world to speak on this. This is my pain. This is my reign, not yours. You don't have no right to treat me like shit when I the one that actually went through it. You better fix your energy. You better fix it quick. I don't know who y'all think y'all is out there, bro. You think just because you signed up with an organization, that organization work for God like everybody else do. It ain't nothing on this planet over God. I think I did this message pretty good, even though I did get in my feelings a little bit. Like I said, the only thing that I want to apologize to God for is that if I gave away too much information. Because Lord knows, these downloads that I'm getting, my God. I refuse to talk. I'm purposely sleeping more. I'm purposely resting more. I'm purposely watching movies. Because these downloads I'm getting, this is a new series. And I can only thank God for it. Amen.